This is Dr. Alan Nissenson, Professor of Medicine, Associate Dean, and Director of the Dialysis Program at the David Geffen School of Medicine at UCLA. I'm also the Editor-in-Chief of Medscape Nephrology. Over the next several weeks and months, I'll be bringing you a series of video blogs that address important issues for nephrologists and nephrology practice. Today's discussion involves a very topical area, that of adverse reaction medications and pharmacovigilance as it applies to nephrology. Recent reports from the FDA suggest that over 80 patients have died over the past several months because of the administration of contaminated heparin. This heparin was manufactured in China and apparently was contaminated with a form of chondroitin sulfate. This may have been done intentionally to produce this heparin more cheaply, although this is still under investigation. This is, of course, of great interest to nephrologists because of the widespread use of heparin in hemodialysis patients. And in fact, the FDA reports that a few of the deaths have occurred in hemodialysis patients. Of course, because of the current system for reporting cause and effect, namely the current pharmacovigilance system of voluntary reporting, it's very hard to be certain that the contaminated heparin indeed caused the deaths. However, this whole episode does raise some important issues about monitoring drug safety in our patients. Clinical trials with erythropoietic stimulating agents in CKD patients have recently suggested an increased likelihood of cardiovascular events or thrombotic events if hemoglobins are targeted into the normal range. Such findings raise the issue of whether we have sufficient safeguards in place to monitor the safety of such agents like ESAs and others in our long-term dialysis patients. This is particularly challenging because most dialysis patients are taking 8 to 10 oral medications and are receiving intravenous ESAs, vitamin D, and iron. In addition, dialysis patients often have adverse reactions during dialysis treatments, are severely chronically ill with a variety of comorbidities, and the effect of particular medications on symptoms or adverse outcomes is very difficult to ascertain. We really need a better system of both prospective clinical trials to look for low-frequency adverse events as well as ongoing monitoring for adverse events to the variety of medications that our patients receive. In order for the FDA to carry out these responsibilities adequately, as pointed out in a recent editorial by Stuart Schweitzer in the New England Journal of Medicine, additional resources are really desperately needed. I appreciate your listening to this video blog. If you have any comments, I would welcome them, and just hit the Discuss This feature, and any comments you have would be greatly appreciated as this series continues. Thank you very much again. This is Alan Nissenson at the David Geffen School of Medicine at UCLA.